Hello friends, my name is Kailash Sharma and today we are going to learn about very interesting topic called Power Query. While Microsoft has introduced Power Query few years back, however, it was not pretty much used by the users. Now, considering the huge volume of data and different sources of data which gets involved, people are now able to understand what is the importance of Power Query. That's the reason people are started using the Power Query. It's a great feature introduced by Microsoft. Power Query feature available in Excel can be used to get the data, then use the transform features available in the queries, and then finally represent the data. In this video, we will talk about what is Power Query, what all is common features, and then we will also see a practical example of consolidating some Excel files through Power Queries. So before we start, we would request you to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon below to get the notifications. So let's start our learning. What is Power Query? Power Query is a business intelligence tool available in Excel and Power BI that allows you to import the data from many different sources and then transform and analyze that particular data. So you can import the data from different sources such as Excel, Access, SQL, SharePoint, web pages, and so many other sources are also available. And then doing the transformation. Transformation means removing the unnecessary data, then changing the data type to the proper data which it belongs to. For example, date is not showing in the date format, so that is, you can change the format. You can split the data also. You can summarize the data. That's called transformation. And finally, analyzing it and then getting the meaningful information that is required for your business. For what purpose Power Query is used? The first is to get the data from various sources like Excel, SharePoint, SQL, MS Access, and etc. Then transform data such as cleanup, add new columns, filter, sorting, like that. And then finally, publishing the data. In this video, we will see a practical example of consolidating Excel data using Power Query. So let's start. For the purpose of demo, we have got few data. This is a timesheet data of 3 weeks of few employees. So let's have a look at week 1. So this is week 1 data of employees. We have 5 days data available. These are the number of hours they have worked, and this is the employee name, employee user ID, week, and then date. Similarly, we have week 2 data. You will notice that it is almost in the same format. The only difference is here it says week 2, and then the hours will be different. And then we have week 3 data as well. So what we want to achieve here is we want to write a Power Query which consolidate all 3 files together and give us a consolidate list. So the data it should look is, first of all, you should have week 1 data. Below that, it should also get week 2 data, and below that it should also add week 3. That's what we are trying to achieve. Also, here maybe we want to add one more formula based column, which is the total of all 5 days together. So right now it is showing day wise data, but we will try to add a week total also, and then we will see how to do it. So let's start. So we will start with a blank Excel file. So the option is available in data. This Power Query option is available in data, and from here we have to get the data. Note that we are using Microsoft 365 subscription, and that's the reason the option is available. For the older version, sometime 2010 or below, you may not see Power Query these options, but there is an add-in which is available which you can install and then use it. Okay, so let's start. So this is the first step, which is get the data. Now for the get the data, we have multiple options. For example, you see from the file you can get the data from the workbooks, which is Excel file. CSV files, XML, JSON folders. Then we have database, which is SQL, MS Access. Then we have Azure data, and then from Facebook also you can get it, and few or more options are available. For example, from the web also you can get, if you have a structured data available in web, it can get that. So what we want to do is we want to combine 3 files. Now for that you may use this, but actually we will be using this from folder. So the idea is that our file, all 3 files are available in this folder. So we'll copy this folder path, and then we are going to give it to the query. From file and then from folder. You can browse that folder also, since we have already copy pasted the folder path. So we will click. Now it is connecting that particular folder and finding out how many files are there. You can notice that it has got all the files. So there were 3 files available, week 1, week 2, week 3, and you can see it was able to recognize them as 3 different files. Then now there are few options which are available here. What we are going to do is we wanted to consolidate or combine the data. So this is the option we are going to use. Here also we have a few more options, which is combine and transform and load. What is combine and transform means? First you combine the data, plus you want to transform. What is transform? Like adding some formatting, adding some formula into at the end, that as I mentioned earlier, week total we wanted to add, that's a formula we wanted to add, that's called transform. If you don't want to do it, you can directly jump to combine and load, but we are going to add some formatting and some formula, that's why we are going to use transform the data. The next step is to select the sample file. We know all our files are exactly similar format, so there is no need of selecting anything. It will consider first file as a base file, which is our week 1 file. You can see it is mentioned here as well. So no need to do anything. You can also look at the preview of the data, how it looks like. It's able to capture everything. Yes. So you can see it's showing the preview of week 1 file. We'll click on OK. Now it is reading that 3 files and trying to bring the main query window. So let's wait. So here now it has loaded the query, and you will notice few options which are available, and here is our main query, which is sample data. Okay, and you can notice the data, how it looks like. It is similar to our week 1 file, but at the bottom you will find week 2 and week 3 data as well. Note that in Power Query, normally 1000 rows are normally considered or viewed initially, but when you will execute that particular query, it will fetch the rest data also. So what we wanted to do is, first of all, we wanted to add a column for giving the total of day 1 till day 5, which is week total. So how I can do it? There are multiple ways to do this, but we are going to start with the simple or basic options, which is using the add column. So I'm going to select all these 5 columns together, and then from standard we can do a addition. Create a new column that to add. So we'll click on that, and you can notice the new column got added called addition. When you click on it, you can also see the formula how it has got. So column name is addition, and it is adding the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 and day 5. Now addition is not what I was looking at, because the column name we wanted to have a week total. So when you double click, it goes to edit mode, week total. Press enter. Yeah, now it is done. And what else we wanted? For example, we don't want this source file because the week name is already coming, so we don't need this. So what you can do is you can remove. And as soon as you are performing these tasks, you will notice that the applied step is recording those things. So For example, we renamed the column. So you can see this step got recorded. We inserted the sum, it got recorded, and we removed a column, so it got recorded. Like that it is getting recorded. And if by any chance you entered a wrong step, you can use this cross button to delete that. Okay, so once it is done, I think we are done with this. What we can do is we can go to home menu, and there is a option close and load. So what it is going to do is it is going to close this window and load the data in the Excel. So let's do it. So here you can see the data is now loaded, and let's have a look. Is it getting all the data? Yeah, week 1, week 2, week 3, all 3 files it is getting, and it is getting the week total as well. You can see that. Now let's create one more assumption, because what we did is that when we created this query, we selected the folder. What if there is another week 4 file is added? Then what will happen? So let's try to do it. So I'm going to copy this file and rename it to week 4, and inside the data, inside that particular file also, I'm going to change the week to week 4. Okay, and then save it and close it. Now what we will do is we will refresh our query. To do that, we will right click on it, and there is a refresh option available. So you notice that right now it is 2870 records are there. And let's see then when we refresh it how many data it is. So you can see that data is increased, 3787 data. And do we have the week 4 data? Yes. So you don't have to do anything when the new file got added in the folder. As soon as you refresh, you get the latest data. That's the power of Power Queries. And with this data, you can add pivot charts the way you want to represent. For example, let's try to insert a pivot. So click on pivot. What we wanted is, let's say, employee name as a row, and then week wise total we wanted, for example. So week we will put it as a column, and then total. So here is our week wise data for each employee. If you like this video, please do comment, like and share. This motivates us to create more videos. Thank you.